answer to this equation? Is there an answer? When is this true? Never true, so there's no solution.
Wow. All right, let's look real quick. And real quick, anybody in the front row, if you guys notice my camera go dark, let me know. I don't know if I got any of what we just were talking about. It's a good thing you're here today. So we get 4x plus 8. And then what do I get there? What do you got to be careful about? Negative 4x minus 6. So of course the first thing I do is to distribute where I can so that I'm free to move all the pieces around. So what happens on this side? Yeah, the x, 4x minus 4x is gone. All right, don't let there be a little zombie x left. That's weird. And then 8 minus 6. So I have proven that 2 equals 10. Yay, no, what does that mean when I get 2 equals 10?
No solution.
No solution. That's never true. If I would have gotten 2 equals 2, what would that mean? Infinite solutions. All real numbers would work. So if the x goes away, it doesn't matter what you pick. If you're left with a false statement, it doesn't matter what you pick for x, it's not going to work. There's no solution. If x goes away and you're left with a true statement, it doesn't matter what you pick, it's always true. All real numbers work. So in this case, no solution. So please don't circle 2 equals 10. Please don't put 2 not equal to 10 either. I know that's true. That's not telling me what the answer is. The answer is no answer, no solution. Cool. I like it. I like it. All right. So, if there's any questions from 2-1, 2-2, that's how far we made it last time. Before we get into word problems. Which one, sir? Page 8. Oh, we're not there yet. We're going to do that today. Yeah, we haven't talked about word problems yet. Oh, yes. Yummy. So, I'm going to show you the way to do word problems. And the mistake that students make all the time is, I think some of you guys have it in your brain that you're supposed to be able to write the equation after you read the word problem once. That's insane. Nobody can do that. Well, depending on how easy it is, but nobody can really do that with all word problems. You just can't. You got to kind of attack it a piece at a time. And the first part of it is English. The first part of it is just, what the hell are they talking about? So let's look at, for example, let's look at number 3 first, and then we'll do the other ones. Let's look at number 3, and then I'm going to give you this little handout that I've got that spells out the steps. And there's a word problem workshop. I got to look up when it's happening again. I think it's next week sometime. But you might have seen flyers up. I don't know. Has anybody gotten emails about it? No, not yet. So they haven't sent it out yet. Okay. But I'll look into when that is happening. All right. Well, let's just read through that. This is number 3 on page 8. Is that the one? No, you asked me about 2. We'll do that in a minute. This is one where people might read this and go, I'll try the next problem. So I think as a student, you're worried about what's expected of you. And I am not expecting you to write an equation down immediately. That's insane. That's where people make mistakes. How many parts of this are there? How many players are there in this? 3. What are their names that the word problem gives them? Use the same names.
Short side.
Shortest side.
Shorter. Or longest side.
Longest side.
6 feet short.
Careful, what's the other side called? Third side. Kick ass. Alright, so the first step is English. Just pick out what the important players. How does perimeter come into this? It's not one of the players.
Equals.
It's what these 3
Equal.
add up to be. So there will be players involved, and then there's what they do together, right? So there's the basketball players, and there's a basketball game. So there are 3 pieces to it, and then the perimeter actually is going to set up my equation. It tells me to add them up, right, as I get perimeter. And a really good idea is to draw a triangle. Doesn't matter how pretty it is, just needs 3 sides. So so the first step is pure English, and you can draw a picture if it's geometric. If it's a shirt problem, 20% off, don't draw a shirt unless you really want to. It's not going to help you, right? But a geometric problem, you definitely would helpful to draw it out. Which side do the other 2 sides depend on? Because now the next thing I want to figure out is who am I going to call X. I've got to start giving these things math names. So here's the English names. What the hell are the math names? So which side do the other 2 depend on? For example, that first statement. The shortest side measures 15 feet less than the longest. So see how the shortest depends on what the longest is. Tell me this. If the longest side was 38, what would the shortest side be? Careful. That would be, I'd get a negative side then, right? Yeah, if the longest side was 38, the shortest side would be what?
24.
What am I doing? 38 minus 15,
Yeah.
which is 23. There it is. All right, cool. I like it. All right, now where the hell did I come up with 38? I don't know. I just made it up. So whenever you have a word problem, sometimes to get your brain to see what the hell's going on, give something you don't know, give it a value, and just see what your brain does. I'm allowed to do that because it's not the answer. I'm just investigating how it works. So whatever the longest side is, and look, the third side is 6 feet shorter than the longest side. So see how they both depend on what the longest side is. So who do I need to know first? I got to know what the hell if I know what the longest side is, I can figure out what the other 2 are. Do I know what the longest side is? So what do we call it? Kick-ass. So in algebra, we pretend like we know. This is really true. Well, how long is the longest side? X feet. And that's another way to say, I don't freaking know. But now I can work with that. So now how long must the shortest side be? X minus 15, exactly. Not 15 minus X. And that's when you start getting these negative side lengths. I'm like, go build me that. Build it for me. Right? I made it out of black hole material. It's negative. Don't get too close. I don't know what that means. It's like the negative distance thing. So the shortest side is 15 feet less than this. So it's X minus 15. And then the third side is X minus 6. Kick ass. Comes 6. Okay. So the first step, really, the zeroest step is draw a picture, if it makes sense. Then the first step is purely English. Just collect the parts. And the first step, I don't give a shit about 15 feet less. I don't give a shit about 102 feet. I don't give a shit about any math. I'm just picking out the names of what's involved. Because it is a translation problem. This is just like being in French class or whatever language you took. And you have an English statement and you try to translate it to a French. That's exactly what we're doing. There's the English, there's the mathish. So now what did you guys say? What do these 3 things have to do?
Equal 102.
Exactly, right? The perimeter is going to add them all up. So if I do this, what have I done wrong?
It should be under.
I forgot a side, right? There's only 2 sides there. So I need that guy. So the people that skip this step, they see the 15 less and they see the 6 less and they forget the poor little X dude, they forget the third side. And then they get freaky answers, 11.897 feet. So now should be the easy step, right? Finish that out. Figure out what X is. And of course, if you figure out what X is, you're not done yet. There's the longest side, shortest side, third side. Bam. All 3 sides in there. Yes?
Why are you putting X plus X?
So how do I get the perimeter? What do I do? I take all these sides and I do what with them? How do I get the perimeter? I take the sides of the triangle and how do I get the perimeter of any shape? The perimeter of any shape is all the sides added up, right? That's all the perimeter is how long would it take me to walk around this thing, right? How far would I go? So I've got my three sides. Are you cool with this stuff? These are the three sides here, right? All right, maybe we're not cool with this stuff here.
Maybe you should use parentheses to show this.
Yes, yeah. But I'm not even sure where we're losing. So this is the three sides, right? Is that cool?
Well, we don't have one of them, so is that why you're just twice?
No. So here's the thing. I'm not putting x twice. I'm not. I know there's two x's, but I'm not doing it just to do x twice. So how do I add these three up? This side, there it is. Plus this side, there it is. Plus this side, there it is. I've got to add up all three sides to get the perimeter. That's all. Now then it ends up being x plus x, but it's not. There's no x plus x. It's in the equation because I'm adding up all the sides. Now I can start getting my like terms together. But don't focus on x plus x. That was just a consequence of me putting all three sides together. Okay, good. So how do I finish this out? 3x minus 21 equals 102. Add 21. So 3x equals 123. Divide by 3. 41. Now here's the cool thing about this step up here. What does that mean? If you just circle that and go on, I'm going to take points off.
That's only the line side.
Yeah, good. Go back up to here. If you skip this step, it so sucks for you. You'll probably get the wrong equation, and then you'll probably forget that there's three answers to this. Yes?
You didn't move like 15 to make it a positive and subtract it with 6?
Oh, okay. The only time I'm going to add 15 is if I want to do it to both sides. I don't add 15 to the same side.
Okay.
If I added 15 and added 15, I just added 30 to that side. Did I change the other side? That's no fair. So you only do the opposite when you're looking at both sides. If everything's on one side, you just put them together.
Okay, so the equal side. Okay.
So I'm glad you said that because I'm seeing that more and more. I see people saying plus 15 plus. No, it's just negative 15 and negative 6. Put those together. They're already together. You don't have to move them to be together. They're already on the same side. Kick ass. So this will be 41 what? Feet. And I will be a dork. You put 41 there, I'll take a point out and say 41 bananas. I'll be a complete dork, so don't make me do that. And then how long is the shortest side? You have 41 minus 15, 26 feet. I know what x is now. The minute I know what x is, I know what everything is. And that's why it made sense. The very first thing was to figure out what x is, because then the other two depend on it. So if I know what x is, I know the other two things, because they all depend on x. So 41, 26, and then what's the third side? Yeah, 41 minus 6 equals 35 feet. How do you check that? Yeah, add them up, see if they come up to be 102. Do they?
Yes.
Please, or God? Yes, okay, good. All right, maybe. So let me give you this handout. Now that I've talked about the steps, let me give you this handout here. I wish I had like balloons. I could just push a button and they would just fall down on those handouts. It'd be awesome. There's probably some liability issues. Oh, shit. You're going to want to share one short. Everybody in here is enrolled in the class, right? Everybody in here right now is enrolled. That's a true statement?
Yeah, I still got a pinch in my head.
That's what happened. That's why I'm one short. All right. So do that today.
All right.
All right, thank you. So I'm sorry about that back there. I should make you give you. That's all right. Give you. Or am I too short? What happened? Did you get one back there? Oh, so you guys share? You guys share? Maybe you guys share? Is that cool? Find somebody to share with? I trust you guys to do that. Okay. All right. So read through that and try to do. Yeah, at the very bottom, I gave you 2 problems. So try to do those 2 problems. Call me over if you need some help. So it should be no squared. Oh, so it's twice, not squared. Twice something is just times 2, so it should be a coefficient of 2, yeah.